Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Some Mondays are particularly Monday-y. This one is. When you have a weekend-y, it feels more Monday-ish than if you don't, which is why I
holiday,
don't advocate.
right?
I don't, well, sort of, really. Mother's Day, you mean?
I thought it's a holiday.
No,
Not
it's an observance.
But it's not it's not like a federal holiday, but it's a holiday.
Well, no, a holiday would be a day that's like you get off.
Easter?
Yeah.
You don't get off for Easter?
No, you don't. And
You
some people,
used to get off Easter Monday.
who got off Easter Monday?
They
We
used to
never
do
got
that
off Easter.
in the county. The county schools would give you off the
But I think,
Yeah,
I think
Fairfax.
Easter's a good example.
Well, it falls on a Sunday. Bad planning.
By God?
Yeah. Easter should be on a Friday. It should be Good Wednesday.
He's got Good Friday.
It's a great Friday.
I think it would be safe to say, and we could do a whole show on this, that Americans should participate in more one-day holidays for 3-day weekends. Since we don't have what some countries have with that 3 to 4 day work week that I think we'll never. I'll get to this because I went to the beach this weekend.
We need Americans to go back to work. That's what we need.
Okay, well,
But we also need to celebrate Mom. It's a weird mix.
But Sunday.
It is Shunday.
Sunday.
Angels Camp,
Mother's
California, White River State Park, Indianapolis, Indiana, Hampton, New Hampshire, Uncasville, Connecticut, Port Chester, New York, and Hoi An, Vietnam. That when I read that for the first time, I thought you had mislettered Hanoi.
No, this is correct. It's a vacation destination.
If you take that and rearrange the letters, you get Hanoi.
It's like North
Hanoi is no
Bethesda.
longer Hanoi; it's Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
That's
like
it.
it's like
But that's correct,
Bethesda
yeah.
and North Bethesda.
North
Hoi
Bethesda
An,
doesn't
Hoi-
really exist, does it?
It does.
Hoi An. Let us begin today with the graduation of your
Yay!
proud papa. You were very, very excited about it. And,
Yes.
it was
Your graduation station.
graduation. Your graduate. Hey, grads and dads. Does that mean ours is next? Father's Day? Is that?
Yeah,
the
it'll be
next one?
like
Yeah.
June, second week in June, and it won't get any hoopla like Mother's Day. Never does.
I'm going to Boston. Shipping up to Boston
I hate that song.
For Father's Day.
for Father's Day. And
Will your dad be there?
No, my father's in Bolivia, but we're going to go celebrate my brother. And I'm putting my mom in the suitcase, and we're heading up there, too.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, should be sweet.
Well, I want to get to both your
And there's
Mother's Day.
steam trunk, actually.
Mother's Day for me, although I'm married to a mother, my mom no longer here, reflected on her a great deal. But, you both have your moms around, and that's
Yes.
cool for you guys. So let's get right to the graduation first, because I know that you were the epitome of the proud papa with Julia.
It's hard not to be. I
right.
mean, it really, when you take a moment and you stop down and you think, she's been at this for 16 years of her life. And
Can I tell you this, how great it must be for her to have a father that shows that kind of unbridled enthusiasm?
Yeah, just
Because
love and cheer.
I wasn't on the receiving end of that. My father loved me. I knew that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, it wasn't that kind of deal with me. It wasn't somebody, it would have been a cool feeling. And I wonder sometimes about having somebody that is that excited and that all in, like you and your wife were about Julia graduating. It was just, it was fun to watch. And then when I saw that she had worn your VCU class ring at her graduation.
yeah, I popped that on her on the morning of the grad. She didn't know I
thought
was going
that
to
was
do
sweet.
that.
And then I realized how much masking tape is required to wrap around the bottom of that.
She went and got a huge artist's roll of green masking tape.
Okay.
To size
I
it
see.
down.
I was right.
Yeah,
That's
you
great.
were.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But she
All right.
did not. She did not. I was going to present her with that, and that was actually.
That's sweet.
When you do something like that, it's going to be either like, oh, okay, or hey,
So
and,
cool.
And she was really into it. I was so pleased with that. That was really neat.
So I saw some video of the graduation where you were in a just an amazingly beautiful
Mike,
room. where this
it's
was
something,
being
a
done.
phrase I hadn't heard since I went to VCU, the acoustically perfect mosque, which is what they call that theater.
Oh, it's a theater?
Yeah, it used to be called the Mosque, MOSQUE, and it's got a very sort of Middle East sort of
Oh,
design.
I didn't know there was a Muslim influence.
It's not. It was built in the 20s as like a movie palace and live theater venue right on campus there.
Oh.
And now it's called the Altria because that was bought by the Altria Theater Group, but it's still a gorgeous theater.
Movie theater or a theater for
it was
plays and
legitimate
stuff?
theater now, but back in the days it was a movie palace as well.
Like the famous, what is it, the Chinese theater?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it seats
Grauman's, thank
it
you.
seats 3,600. It's got 2 balconies and all tile inlaid and beautiful, just gorgeous theater. And I love that stuff. So I was excited to see her there. I saw numerous concerts there when I went to VCU.
Name names.
The Moody Blues, the Allman Brothers,
Wow.
Bob Dylan. And
Cool.
Pretty cool.
also the last performance of Frank Sinatra, where he passed out and had to be taken home, was at that theater. That was Frank Sinatra's last venue he
Wow.
played.
So that was for Richmond, a big,
That's a big get.
Yeah.
a big.
It's a
theater.
gorgeous theater. It's probably what the second.
Well, it showed.
So that was really neat to go there. And when you go into the graduation, as you know, we spoke on Friday morning. We drove down, met up at Julia's place, and then we went to the Fine Arts Museum, or the Fine Arts Department has a little space on Broad Street, the main street through Richmond. And I went and saw Julia's final senior art project, which was much cooler than I thought. I knew kind of what she did.
What did she do?
She made a series of like 100 zines, which are little, almost like pamphlets that people pass around with artwork and jokes and ideas and
that's
stuff
sweet.
like that. But it's a
Okay.
great way that a tangible way that students communicate with each other. And so she did a lot of those with her roommate and best friend Fiona. But what I didn't know when we got there, they rescued from the trash an old newspaper box and stripped it down and repainted it with their logo
Oh,
and stuck it on
cool.
campus. And so that's how they distributed their zines. You would
Yeah.
go up and pull it down like you're buying an old
That's
newspaper. And I got to meet her professor, who just adored her, and got to see her, you know, in the robes and the cords and the
That's
hat
sweet.
and all that stuff. And then I said, I'm going to go and drop. Well, we went to this art space. I said, I'll drop you guys off. I'll park and meet you there. Julia, I did the Waze, and she was about 1.8 miles from her house to the art space. And then I Wazed from where I parked back to the art space, 1.2 miles. So there is no parking in the city of Richmond because everyone's in town for the graduation.
Yeah.
So we ended up just leaving the car there and
Just walking.
Ubering.
Ubering,
Yeah,
okay.
because my mom not
Got it,
much of a
got
walker.
it.
So we did all that, Ubered to the theater, get in, it's gorgeous. And what I thought was really neat is they had, you know, it's an old theater, so they've got sort of like the box seating on the sides. They've got 3 balconies, but they've got those box seats, like where you'd put
Like
the
the
president.
royal box?
Yeah, exactly. And in the royal box off stage left, they had a 4-piece jazz combo. You know, it's an art school, so they've got musicians left and
Yeah,
right.
that's. I was thinking, is that kind of why they used that venue, because it was an artsy kind of
Yeah,
place?
and
to
it
have
was
done?
nice. It was like a bass, piano, drum, and guitar set, and they were playing just really nice music as you sat down. And then they wound up, and the announcer comes on the PA and says, "The presentation will be starting at 1 p.m." And so there's, you know, the nervous, well, yeah, everyone's excited. And I did one of my favorite
By the way,
tricks.
this was at 9:45.
Exactly. No, they gave us like 2 minutes to find our seats. And I did one of my favorite things is when there's nervous and a noise in a crowd, you do a really loud shush to make people be quiet, even though nothing's going on. So I'm doing that and I go, shh. And then the trick is,
Where he's not right.
Yeah.
no, the trick is after you do it, you have to look behind you like you're also looking for the person who did it. And so
This
I
is
mean, you're
really
not going to
meant-
be
this is
bored
a
with
sign
him
of-
at this.
Very low level sign of your mental illness.
Yeah.
oh, but it's so
But if you're
great.
with him,
Yeah.
Oh, if you're with him,
with,
it's
with
hysterical.
respect to every grad and parent that has ever had to deal with this, like you just want to get in and get out if you're the student.
Right.
I don't have the
Exactly.
courage to do it, but I was thinking
Yes.
because I was away this weekend
Yeah.
that I wanted to do a similar type of thing. And I think as radio people, we dig stuff
We
like
seek
that, 'cause
attention.
It's
Yeah.
just we seek attention in a way. But the one
It was not seeking attention as much as it was causing a disruption, a small disruption.
you cause a bit of a. It's a nice. It's not a disruption that hurts anybody or makes any big deal. I told. I told Carla this weekend that when we got on a crowded elevator that I wanted to do things we used to do at DJ conventions, which you get on super crowded in the elevators. Oh God! Well, I'll tell you later. We get on it, and I wanted to do that thing. I didn't do it, but I wanted to get the thing where at the DJ conventions where there were just packed elevators everywhere. You get on the elevator, everybody turns faces there and go, "No talking."
That's funny.
And I mean, and that's the record guys that we used to be. Oh my God,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Before you get into the actual walking across,
yes,
was there any on Friday? Was there any pre-party like deliveries or the logistics? Or
no,
anything
it was
like that?
It was very smooth.
You didn't have to deal with any of that.
No. We had everything was taken care of. So we do this. I do the shush.
I remember I met my parents at DAR Constitution Hall.
Same here.
Really?
I met
my dad.
I didn't see my parents.
My father
after
flew
my
in for one day and flew the F out from Boston and of course West Virginia, and he's like, "I'm out."
Yeah, well,
and that was it.
Julia
I think
arrived.
they were in their car an hour and a half after.
He said, "And what do you say?" I said, "Thanks for paying for college. Thanks for everything. Love you. See you later."
Well,
my parents
Julia
were long
arrived.
gone.
She arrived separately to the graduation because we split up after we were at the art space.
Yeah.
And she walked over with all of her friends. But also the art space was so cool because I got to see all the things, and then they had stenciled in beautiful writing on the windows all the names of the graduates. So it was just very, very nice.
They did it tastefully. What did it feel like for you?
Oh, it was so much anticipation because until all of this goes down, it's not done yet. But it was happy anticipation.
Yes. Yeah, but now that it's done, I don't know this, and I don't know if I'll ever know unless we import some kid from Southeast Asia,
right?
You know, that we got to adopt.
Which you should,
yeah.
Or the Ukraine, who knows,
right?
But the feeling that I had from my parents, both were a relief, and it's over, because it seemed like they were thoroughly annoyed by the whole situation.
Oh, there was no.
How did you feel? How did you get from your parents?
I remember a very specific feeling I had, and that feeling was, I hope my dad isn't aware of how hungover I really am.
Fair enough.
Absolutely remember that. I go back and I look at that picture, and I am ashen.
Oh, man.
Got it.
We had a massive party. The
night before. Of course, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a big party.
So, the only relief I felt was sort of a lingering thing is that now I've only got one kid in college. That's a good feeling. But
absolutely,
that's relief.
That is relief, but there was more pride than anything. And also, she can be a pretty intense kid when it comes to work and her art and stuff. She can also be real goofy, but she was so unbridledly joyful that whole day that it was awesome
to see her happy.
But
that's cool.
But meanwhile, back up in the third balcony, I had just yelled shush, and I thought I fooled everybody. As I turned back, and there was another guy about my age who zeroed in on me, and my mom is next to me. She says, "He knows it was you. He knows it was you who shushed." And
fist fight?
What's that?
Fist fight?
No fist fight. But he did angrily get up to change his seat for some reason.
Yeah, he was like.
But when he stood up,
this guy,
he was showing half his ass. I mean, way, way down. His pants had fallen.
Oh no!
Man of larger carriage.
No, thin guy. Okay. And I just heard Carrie say from a seat over, "Oh dear," because he was
like crack kills.
Yeah. So
after the ceremony, what did you do? Did you head right home?
What was funny is during the ceremony, Mike, you would have loved this because after the jazz combo finished, they started Pomp and Circumstance, the song I just played. But it was a real thin, sort of sparse version of it. I said, well, that's kind of chintzy. But they get to the first part, na 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 na. They play a few bars of it, and then you hear bump, 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 bump. And what they had was like 8 members of the VCU marching pep band, and they played almost like a Dixieland marching version of Pomp and Circumstance.
Super cool.
Oh my God.
I mean,
it
really
was
cool.
Great.
So she's in graphic design, but you had all the artists,
all
right?
the art students.
You
All the
had
art
all
students.
the musicians and all the actors.
Not the music, but the art students, yes. So they
the
were
art
able to bring in
students, right.
these
A
musicians.
lot of nose rings in the graduating
yes,
class.
and no natural hair colors at
Okay.
all.
Yeah,
but
right.
it made for a good show. And so we're watching them all come in. And then I realized that people of a certain age have no courtesy of, I mean, granted, I just did the shush thing. But when
you
the
did
ceremony
it as shtick.
starts.
I don't count that as being rude because you're doing it as a bit.
Once the ceremony started,
entertain yourself.
they're talking at a normal level. They're talking like, and they're announcing things. They're just talking. And one guy,
Man, at a graduation, I know. Hold on, I know exactly what you're talking about. Shut the F up. What are you doing? They're so self-absorbed.
Exactly.
They are so completely self-absorbed that they are not aware. You have to look. Is it hard to sit through hundreds of names? Of course, but you can't. You might very well be in back of the person that's being called. Everybody wants to hear their kid's name.
Exactly.
It's the only reason you're there.
Or just come late. My
So
parents came. They knew I was Z. I said, come halfway through. You're good to go.
And that's the thing. They were
brilliant
not
idea.
alphabetical. They were
Oh,
not
they were not?
alphabetical.
Oh.
So you had to pay attention.
Why weren't they alphabetical?
They were done by school. And what happened is you would go up, they would hand a card to the assistant, and they would hand the card to the dean, and the dean would read the name. So that way, I think it
It's
prevents.
meant in case someone doesn't show.
I think so. It's
You
like a
miss
last.
somebody. That makes sense.
Gotcha.
So they're just talking. And the best thing I heard is the Kardashians are behind us. They say, do we have to stay after his name is called?
Sisters of a
Stupid
graduate.
question.
Yeah, and the other
answer.
one,
Did you tell them? Did you lean around and tell them absolutely not?
and I turned, and the other one said, all I know is this. I'm going to yell as loud as shit, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And I
Were
said,
those
let's,
like siblings? I
yes,
take it?
let's hear it for higher education.
Yay!
You don't have to stay, right?
So
if you're
I
not going to
did-
make
no,
a big
no.
scene, just leave.
So I turned around, and
100%.
when
I
they
mean,
said that, I looked at them and they piped down a little bit.
And Catherine, you want to see me?
Please.
Yeah.
Her graduation. And Catherine O'Mara, yay! Look, I've been to 5 or 6
so
of them between
Sure,
funny.
that is great.
other kids in the family.
I remember
and,
my parents.
ugh.
I think they took us to Applebee's.
Yes,
By us,
that's
I mean
very nice.
my mom, my dad, and me.
It was lovely.
None of my siblings came.
They
It
didn't
was-
come to your graduation?
No, I'm the little one. They're like, it's fine. I did fly down for both of their
I don't think my sister
their
came to mine.
medical school graduations, and I did fly to both their college graduations.
Your book, when you finally write your autobiography,
yes.
should be entitled "The Good Son."
I agree. I agree. Oft
I mean-
overlooked.
Yeah, that's. But because
Same
Oscar
thing,
and I
right?
Oscar and I kind of share
Yes.
that. Well,
Yeah.
absolutely share that in common
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
I don't think Kathy posted for mine.
Yeah.
And I know I went to Kathy's.
Well, you had to, right?
Yeah, I was 7 years younger.
Of
so I had to
course.
go. They hauled me up there.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
So as it
Syracuse,
starts,
better school than I went to.
we've got a long ride ahead of us. By my estimate, there was 500 or 600 graduates in the small graduation.
Yeah, it's still big.
And so we're watching it all go down, and the people are yelling and stuff. And Robert leans over to me. And this was such a sweet moment because Robert always hated my screaming at ceremonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was probably embarrassed when
Yeah,
he was
he
younger.
was.
Yeah.
One time when there was like a grade thing for Julia, he went up and went to the bathroom and came back after her name was called because he didn't want to be there.
Well,
But
that's something I like about Robert.
he leaned over to me. He says, "Dad, are you going to yell?" And I said, "Actually, son, I am." He said, "Good, because you only get to do it 2 more times."
Aw.
And I said,
That's
"Oh my
Oh,
God!"
that's
Did you look at
That's
him
so
and say,
bittersweet.
"Yeah, you could go to grad school"?
That ain't happening. But
Med school, lawyer.
yeah,
law-
sure.
legal.
I said, and I should have said, I'll be lucky if I get to yell it
What's
2 more
his
times.
her major's fine arts.
Actually, I have it here right now. Julia
major?
Addison Spiewak, minor in craft. She majored in graphic design.
Did you say minor in crafts?
Minor in craft and material studies. Academic Achievement
Textiles.
Award. That's her 3.9 GPA.
Plastics. Yeah, there's money in plastics.
Well,
ought to
you know,
get into plastics.
she did blow glass. She did crochet. She did weave. She did all that stuff.
Did she go on a canoe trip with her counselors?
She did not do that.
Right.
She received
my
a
God,
university
where's that? Go,
scholarship.
stop it. Somebody's calling during the middle of the show.
Who is it?
Let me see
It's
what's
Mr.
going on.
Kraft.
Hello.
Bob
You're
Kraft?
on the air. Hi. What's
Hi,
going
Carla.
on? Where is the speaker in this thing? Go ahead, babe.
I just wanted to talk to you 5 minutes, but you're on the air, so I should have known that.
Did you forget that I was on the air?
I just needed to talk to you.
Oh, shit might be important.
Yeah, do you need
Is it something I can stop
Yeah,
down the show
yeah,
for a
you can
minute?
actually. We can continue the show.
Is it
Well,
important?
maybe the guys can do it, and you can call me.
Okay,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
about
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
mute and I'll let the guys, because
Yeah.
we got a few more minutes in the
Yeah.
opening, and
Yeah.
I'll just pop on with you for a
I
second,
have
okay?
questions.
Good,
All right.
good.
All right, we'll be, go ahead, I'll
Thank
be
you.
right back, fellas.
I think it's interesting that she's staying in Richmond.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a fantabulous art scene there, so that
That's
works
the place
for her.
to be. And she's got the job in the print shop
Correct,
there.
correct. Do you or have you thought? I'm sure you and Carrie have discussed the boyfriend situation.
Yeah. Right.
He's in Richmond,
He is.
right?
Yeah.
He's got a like a big boy job in Richmond.
He does.
Yes.
And but the chance of them living together is slim because he lives with his brother.
Mm.
So he doesn't have his own place.
Yeah.
And Julia does
What
have her
is-
own place, but it's too small probably to bring him in.
Who's the brother?
The brother is, I probably should know his name. I don't. He's
Yeah.
a teacher.
But he has a family.
He's the boyfriend's brother. He's a teacher down there.
I know,
And
but he has a family. Like they live
no,
together.
he's married and no kids.
Okay, got it.
So, yeah.
So he's already living with his brother and his sister-in-law.
Right.
Got it, got it.
Uh-huh. And he's got Jack, the boyfriend. His folks still live up here. They're in Fairfax.
Got it.
And they actually are familiar with the show. I get to meet them this week.
So they could rotate home technically.
Yeah, they
Both
could.
of them.
They could.
He gets the job at the Potomac Nationals.
Could be.
She gets a job at some fancy firm downtown.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
But I think that she is Richmond for the foreseeable future. She loves it down there, and she loves her house down there. So,
yeah, but look, that's great for a couple years, and then
well,
you're
yeah.
like, oh,
I don't know that
all my
she'll-
friends have left.
Well, that's true. That's
That's
true.
what happens.
It depends. It depends
Like,
on what goes on.
Morgantown's fun.
Oh,
But then
Morgantown
when
is
all your
not
friends
fun.
leave, you're like, huh,
It's not.
well, it's just me and a bunch of faces I don't know.
That's true. And fights
Yeah.
every Friday night.
Pony, did you ever think of, well, never mind. He just stayed where he stayed, and that was it.
Yeah.
When you were at VCU,
Yeah.
did you ever think of staying?
No.
No?
Well, because the Don and Mike show was up here. That was the ultimate plan.
Got it.
And
You
I
called
had
your shot?
Yeah, I had already interned with them between my junior and senior year,
Yeah.
so I had an in. And I mean, if you want to get into radio,
That was your way in.
That was my way in. So I never wanted to stay down there. And when you talk about all your friends are there, I never had a lot of friends.
Now, you had friends.
Not many.
Come on.
My friends were in my future.
My friends were on the radio.
My friends were my records.
Now, you, sir, come with me. I won't leave you in the car for too long so you
That's
don't
right.
get warped.
You're going to stay nice and flat.
You'll be beautiful. I'll take care of everybody. And I promise you, I'll never give you guys up.
That's right. I'll never scratch you. I'll never scratch you.
I'm back.
You're back, baby.
Good, baby.
Everything's
Good, baby.
fine.
Everything okay?
So anyhow, yeah, no big whoop. I have to say that with the graduation, once it's over, I find them, as much as I love my children,
Yeah.
I find them just about. This is where you go to amusement parks for 9 hours, and I
Right.
have to get out in an hour. You are all in. You you drink up every bit. You're there early. You go through. I would be.
It was a long day. I'll give you that.
It is. It was. So when you were done, did you beat feet and get out of there? or
We
did
hung
you do
out
a-
at her house for a while because there was a lot of good people. Mike, I met a guy you would have loved. Her roommate's mom is married to a guy from Scotland. And
Oh,
he
okay. I
flew
love
in
Scottish people.
He flew in from Glasgow because that's where they're eventually going to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to him for at least an hour. He was great. I said, "How was your flight?" He says, "Oh, it was really. I was over with a very old lady, and she drank a lot, and then she just fell asleep." And it was.
Tell me more.
We
was
have two
fascinating.
Scotsmen at Happy Valley,
Yes.
and both who I play with regularly.
Yeah.
And the joke is there, and it's 100% legitimate. The joke is we have one who is completely understandable.
Yes.
And super nice guy. Really, really one of my favorite people there. And then another one that I don't play with nearly as often, but another very nice guy, but rode in a golf cart with the guy for 18 holes and literally did not understand a syllable. I mean, and
Yeah.
he was telling me stories, and I don't know how to be one of those guys that's not affable out there. I
Right.
participate and I try to listen, and I was like,
He's going to go to the ceiling. I said to my father, he's going to do the dad will say. And I don't know what's in. I'm like,
Wow. Oh, man, parents, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
We never got to that level.
Another thing is, I was yelling out there for the Highland
And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, time's up.
Yeah, you bet.
Jesus.
But this guy was understandable. He was very cool, a lot of fun to talk to. And there was, as I said, the party was all set by the time we got there. I just had
Oh,
to,
you mean you had a post-graduation party?
yeah, I sat in the backyard on a chair, and I got to
I had
visit
a
with
post-graduation giant Pepsi, like one of those giant.
just trying to hydrate.
I think I went back to my dorm room and maybe just
Yeah,
crashed.
just then
Back
the
to my
rally for
house.
that evening.
Back
Yeah.
to my
Yes.
house, and it was
But you made it, and you got the piece of
Hey,
paper.
so you guys stayed at her party.
yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And it was good.
I mean, they get along with their parents. My parents would never stay at a party.
And
They're
I've
just
got
like,
I've got an aunt and a lot of cousins down
Yeah.
there that came that posted that was nice. So we had a good time. We got
So
out
it was
of
a mix of adults and kids.
Yeah, we got out of like one of her friends played the cello. I'm told I didn't hear it. So it was a
Lemon
good
cello.
party.
Was that big a party where they played the cello, or
Well,
did you leave before?
No,
they
I was
played?
outside. I didn't hear it. It was an unamplified cello, and so that
Shame
was
on
good.
them.
We got out of there at about 7. Got home, between 9:30 and 10. It was a
That's
good day.
sweet.
Great,
that's
great
good.
day. And
Robert
before-
come with you, or did he
yeah,
go back?
and
to-
Robert
oh.
was enjoying himself. He
Yeah.
had a
And
good
he's
time.
off now. Is he off for the summer?
Yeah, and he has just put in his paperwork he's going to continue to work at Fireworks Pizza for the summer. So if you're in Leesburg, tip big. But he's put in his paperwork to be a substitute teacher over the summer, which I
oh,
think
look
is a
at this.
really cool thing.
summer
That-
school.
That is fantastic.
Could be his calling.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Is he
Is he
getting
in education? Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah,
a
is he pursuing-
communications.
That's the first question I have.
He's a communications major, a vague-ended, open-ended communications major, but he's always been really great with kids. He's very empathetic with kids,
Uh-huh.
and
If,
so
I mean, if he has something I don't have. I do not like speaking in front of small groups. It's something I don't enjoy really that much. I don't
He's-
like small groups. I like large groups.
he's great.
Well,
at
you
it.
used to amphitheaters.
Yeah, you're like
It's not
Steve
that.
Jobs.
I've never taught. I've been offered over my career multiple times. Can you speak to our communications guy? Rob's done it.
Yeah.
Remember, didn't I farm it out to you every time?
Every
I get an
time,
offer
yeah.
for that,
And I would go in
then
and
you
say,
got-
"Hello,
and Rob
I'm
Rob
Mike
would-
O'Mara."
And Rob would get a return engagement
Yeah.
because he likes doing that. I do not care for it. Don't like it. Don't like us getting up at a like any kind of meeting and doing that. I can do an
You would
auction.
kill.
I
You
don't.
would
It
kill.
does. It's not my. 12 people, 20 people.
Yeah,
in
but
a
you
class.
walk into a class like I think I've done
He
it.
likes to
I've-
be mass communicating.
I've done it at the Georgetown Business School 3 times, and
They were apologies, weren't they?
yes, sorry I didn't come. I'm a Terp. Sorry I didn't come here. And it was it's the easiest thing that you just talk about your craft and what you know.
I know, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm weird that way. It's
But I
because of
hope
the
he
trauma.
does well with
It's because
that.
of the trauma in small group, family trauma.
So that's what's
Month
going on
away
there.
from that. Month away from that. Get
Not
ready
that-
for that.
not
Lots
that it's
of
on
shows
your
about
mind.
that. Yeah, not on my mind at all. I go up there.
How's that
Do my own
computer?
thing.
They come up to you. How are you doing with your computer thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Are you still
you.
on the internet?
Right.
How has Chat GPT affected?
Good to
your
see you
show?
again. The outside of your house that I've never been inside of looks great.
Yeah. Do you like AI?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Have you had AI on your show yet?
Everything's going to be fine.
So anyway, I have a piece of tape, just one scrap
Okay,
of
here
tape.
we go. Here we go.
And as
I love
Robert said, I get to yell 2 more times. This is the
Okay.
first of the
I
time.
watched it. I watched the video. I gave it a
One
like.
of 2.
And she, it was so great because after she got her diploma, her fake diploma.
I saw your posting on Facebook. And by the way, the dying medium of Facebook, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's getting like so bad. It's getting so bad. Do you check it like you used to?
No, I don't.
I don't go there at all.
I'm a fan club. I'm the number 1 contributor on our site.
Oh, you're going to
On
get
the
a
fan
badge.
club?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, maybe I should just linger there.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
pop
got to
in there.
engage
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But I lazily share Carla's posts and stuff like that. I don't know. I have to find
Lazily?
another
You should move to the
platform.
I
gram.
guess. I don't
The gram?
know.
The grams were all there.
Gram
Yeah,
is
I
good.
think the gram. I like the gram. So I think
And it's
maybe
not a
that'll
time
be
suck
something.
like the talk.
No.
No, it's good.
TikTok will ruin your life.
It will. It really,
Yeah.
really will.
Okay, but if I knew how to negotiate TikTok, why don't you give me 1 month of really Give me some primers on how to.
Okay.
I'll talk to Oscar after the show.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
of course.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
So the fake diploma you get, is just a rolled up piece of paper with a ribbon
Yep.
on it, and you open it, and all it is are codes to how to order your diploma.
Yeah, like IOU.
Yeah, exactly. And it says you will not get your diploma if you have not settled up with the company or the university. It might as well be a company. But they did the whole fake diploma thing. It was very funny. She had on like these 75-inch orange heels. And so whether or not she was going to walk across the stage without falling was very funny. Her roommate, Fiona, said, "You're going to fall and you're going to go so viral." And Julia said, "God, I hope so."
God, I hope so.
That's funny.
Didn't want to do a pratfall.
No.
Didn't want
But
to do
she
that.
she did skip, which is very funny.
okay.
After she got her diploma,
I saw
she
it.
skipped.
I
Yeah, it
watched
was
it.
awesome.
Yep.
Anyway, so here is my daughter graduating summa cum laude from VCU. Right here. Boom.
Julia Addison Speedway. Fiona Gerald Michael.
And that's Fiona McMichael. They were next to each other. That's
Oh,
her
that's
roommate.
sweet.
So anyway, it was a great moment, and VCU actually did a really nice job, and they brought it in an hour 59. Yes,
All
I
right.
was keeping track.
Well, that's awesome, and congratulations.
Thank you guys for
Julia.
covering for me on Friday.
cool.
Appreciate it.
I'm really, really glad that you were so into it, and and I realized that for me, the two that I've been to were broken home situations, so it's a little different, a little odd, always a little tense.
Well, yeah, because you got to see the Weapon X.
You got to kind of go interact, and
Yeah.
it's a little.
And-
Did you
uncomfortable.
sit
It's
all
really
together?
uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable. No.
No. Okay.
No.
But you probably had time together
It's
after
also
the
not
ceremony.
unfriendly. It's just not.
I was following Alex Earl's graduation online.
Who's Alex Earl?
She's an influencer on TikTok and
She hot?
Instagram. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
I imagine she's quite
for
lovely.
research purposes. And it came up on my thread. And remember, she's her stepmom is Ashley Dupree.
Oh, we talked
Yeah,
about her.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
And the way that this Ashley Dupree's husband,
What's her name again, Oscar?
Alex Earl.
Thank you.
Sounds like
and-
it could be like a NASCAR driver.
But you see, this is how like voyeuristic this world is. You see the graduation party, and you see Ashley Dupree, you see Alex Earl's father,
Mhm.
you see Alex Earl's birth mom, who's
Mhm.
blonde and tall, and then you just have this like smattering of like this blended family,
Mhm.
and they're all together and they're all friends.
It's
Yeah,
kind of the
that's
modern
surreal.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surreal,
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
modern family.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Alex Earl. graduate.
I
He's looking that up now.
invited her to Julia's. She
Oh,
did
yeah,
not
She's very,
no.
she's very long of face. Very long of.
You guys, I don't notice long faces the way you all do.
Really?
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
I usually don't. I usually am not in that.
Yeah, I'm not a
category,
big.
you know?
I don't know.
Friend of Haley Bieber, is she?
Oh, likely.
like-
I mean, play
probably.
the odds. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Very good.
Alex Earl. Let's see. I'll
Yeah.
tell you if her face is long.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I hear you. I've heard you guys say that even when you were on the air, and I'm like, what is that? I don't even know if I ever noticed that.
Hmm.
Yeah. And an influencer. If you look like that, an influencer is a fine title. I think that.
Oh, she's Mike. I know this. She's going off at 3 to 5 at the Preakness.
Oh, you think she's got that long? a face?
No, it's not that long. It's just
Okay. All right.
But it
just,
is.
check
It's
it.
longer rather
I
than
never
rounder.
even noticed
yeah.
that.
Well, it is. It's a long
What's
face.
a regular looking face then?
You're looking at it.
I think you have a long face.
Really?
He
Yeah.
does. He has a long and large head. He is extremely
It's
long.
big in every direction.
Every size. Bulbous and long.
Yeah, like a
Both
ray.
bulbous,
Both the equator.
and long. We will take a break now,
Oh,
ladies and
it's
gentlemen.
time,
yes.
And when we return, the homepage and the very, very thick homepage with
Nice.
many, many goings-ons and that and lots more. All that coming up on this program, The Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This portion of our show is brought to you by our good friends at Kiwico. We love Kiwico. You will too. Say hello to Kiwico, where creativity and curiosity thrive with their expertly designed crates. Every project will ignite excitement, curiosity, and moments of discovery. Picture this. Michael attacking a Kiwico project. loving every minute of it, and staying away from screens. Bravo, Kiwico. From magic to engineering domino machines, each Kiwico project brings a sense of pride and accomplishment that fuels creative confidence for ongoing experimentation. And here's the best part. Kiwico does the legwork for you so you can spend quality time tackling projects together. No commitment required. Pause or cancel anytime. Kiwico, where serious fun and learning go hand in hand. Redefine learning with play. Explore hands-on projects that build creative confidence and problem-solving skills with Kiwico. Get 50% off your first month, plus free shipping on any crate line at kiwico.com/TMOS. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/TMOS. What is wrong with me today? What's wrong with me is I'm pressing like 15 different buttons and, just trying to figure everything out here. Give me a moment.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Kiwico.
Everyone's fine.
Fine.
You're fine.
Carl,
My nephew
call me
still
in the
plays
middle of
with
the
the
show anytime.
Kiwico. I'd up his age
Four
group.
corners of the World Wide Web.
There's a little box
and
that
into your
arrives.
digital device.
El
So he learns about
Macho.
science.
This
Science.
is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and we begin today, ladies and gentlemen, with Johnny Depp. Boy, oh boy, it's good to be a star.
Yeah.
He signed a record 3-year deal to continue to be the face of Dior's Sauvage cologne. He first signed with them back in 2015. Would you like to know what the deal is for?
Yeah.
$20 million, Mr. Depp.
How is
Yes,
it that they're
sirree.
spending $20 million and I don't know that he's the face of a cologne that I've never heard of?
Well, do you wear cologne?
I do not.
Well, then that's probably why.
Do you,
You
wear
never wear
Sauvage?
cologne?
No, I don't.
I know the commercial very well. He's like he's coming out of like some. It almost looks like a Pirates of the Caribbean commercial.
That's what they probably paid the
Yes,
money for.
And then
yeah.
at first I was like, it's a scarecrow. No, it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and he's. I mean, that's the new deal is the largest of any men's fragrance. It surpasses Robert Pattinson's $12 million for Dior's Homme and Brad Pitt's $7 million for Chanel No. 5. A source familiar with the fragrance industry said the average amount for an A-list celebrity is $2 to $4 million a year.
They must
just smashes
They must
that.
be selling.
I know that
Selling.
Absolutely.
Chris
You know?
Sullivan got $80 to do Aqua Velva.
The margins
Bada bing, bada bing.
on
Mine is
fragrance.
Versace. You want to know what I like? Versace.
You have
I've
always
been.
worn the greatest cologne, no lie.
Versace, and I like Carolina Herrera.
This is
That's
why
those are the-
when
Chanel Platinum.
when Mike isn't looking, I will oftentimes sneak my nose into the nape of his neck and steal his
You
smell.
can pick
and lean in.
the cologne I wear.
Good
you
to
can
see you.
You can pick it up at any. What is the Ulta beauty store?
Yeah,
Right?
Ulta.
That's where my mom goes every year and buys it.
Do they have good deals there?
Yeah, I mean it's not expensive. It's not department store prices.
I mean, I don't buy it very often because it lasts so well.
Yeah,
That's why it's
yeah.
so expensive. You know, it's so funny when you put Nape of Neck.
Yes.
Just a bad movie, a really bad movie that I watched over the weekend.
What's that?
Because I hadn't, and I couldn't stay with it because it was that bad. Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, the other
Daddy's
Home.
guys.
The
other
other
guys.
guys.
Why would you
Where
do
they're
that
two
to
cops.
yourself?
Gotcha.
But the scene, because of the scene where he's with Eva Mendes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's Will Ferrell's wife, and they're saying goodbye to each other. Goodbye, and he just looks
Yeah.
into her neck because he's so hot for her. It was just that was a moment. Made me giggle. Couldn't help myself. Sorry. If you're old enough to remember the launch of MTV on August 1st, 1981 at 12:01 a.m., this will bring you right back. Somebody put the first 2 hours on YouTube. Everyone knows the first video they played was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. Love that song. And it was followed by Pat Benatar's You Better Run and She Won't Dance With Me by Rod Stewart. You'll also see the original VJs introduce themselves, plus the very first ad that ever aired, a 3-ring binder called The Bulk. It was followed by a commercial for Superman 2. Which is
God, that really puts it into perspective.
Yep.
Now, were you into MTV or was that sort of after
I was a
your
DJ.
time?
I was a club DJ back then. When was that? 1981?
Yeah,
Right? That's when,
it
right
was
when I was a hot rockin' club DJ.
August
That's how that
1st, 1981. Sounded like this.
And it was the beginning era of the music video.
Yeah, and when you look back on it, I didn't know it at the time, but why we all loved it, it was programmed like a great radio station.
And it forced hot rocking clubs to move away from video and get big, giant video screens and play videos, which was challenging.
What was it like to have to cue into like a video? Because
it was tough. It was hard.
They were on
it was
VHS,
not easy to
right?
do. They were on big VHS. We had 2 VHS players up there. We didn't mix all the time. It was a mix of both. And sometimes
was it the best mix?
It was the best mix. Sometimes if you were playing the video, you would get an extended play and darken the screen and then go right into the extended play.
Oh, nice.
After the video. But I remember it just being, I don't know which was more difficult, that or playing cassettes.
Oh.
It was super crazy. Super
Well,
crazy.
at least with cassettes, you had great fidelity.
Great fidelity. Yeah, absolutely. Ted Lasso was going to be a much different show, and the title character was supposed to be a lot more belligerent.
Really?
But Donald Trump changed all that. Jason Sudeikis says it started when Trump came down that escalator to announce his presidential bid and what he subsequently, quote, unlocked in people. Quote, I hated how people weren't listening to one another. Things became very binary, and I don't think that's the way the world works. And as a new parent, it was like, boy, I don't want to add to this. And wouldn't we agree that now with Ted Lasso, isn't Ted Lasso kind of when you're really either in a good mood or you want to be in a good mood because you're going to see a sweet, kind of funny thing, and it's just always lovable.
I don't think the show would have worked if he had been belligerent.
Absolutely no way, because he modified it.
Yes.
And he wasn't a belligerent guy. He modified it to be a show that's all about being kind and happy.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely. I'm surprised we haven't had more ripoffs of that
Also,
type of thing.
he did it in the midst of a divorce.
Right.
Like he was really a sad clown.
Yeah, he was a sad clown.
Yeah.
And I think he has to be careful, Oscar, on that show with dwelling on that plot line a little too much.
Oh, of course.
There's an awful lot of love unrequited on that show, and I think they have to be careful with that one. But so far, I was reading people slamming Ted Lasso, saying it's lost a little bit. I still love it. I still enjoy every
the most
minute of it.
recent episode. The most.
You hate it now?
It's just so sweet, and I'm like,
But the most recent episode was so
excuse
positive.
me, but what's wrong with you?
I'm broken.
What's the matter?
I'm broken inside.
All right.
Like I every time the therapist comes on or the ex-wife comes on, and I was like, I know, like he's shooting the scene, he's thinking about his ex-wife with Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know too much. I know too much pop culture.
I've been through it. I watched that the same way, but I can't.
Which wife did you lose to Harry Styles? I can never remember.
I can't get through Ted Lasso without just loving the schmaltzy.
No, I agree.
Hollywood ending.
Look, I'm in the minority here.
So you burned on it.
No,
did you ever like it?
I liked it. The first season was great.
To me.
The first season was great. The second season, I was like, that guy turned into like a heel, right? Turned heel, the assistant. The third
but now
season,
he's
I was
nice
like,
again. But now he's sweet
hey,
again.
Spoiler alert!
But the thing about it is,
it's not a spoiler.
He's back to being okay. He's being back to being okay.
Yeah, he's got the hostess from the Greek
Rupert,
restaurant.
the owner of the team, is still
the evil
big
villain.
evil genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come back to Ted Lasso.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
You'll
I'll give
like
it a shot.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Football is life.
Football is life.
What was the name of the
Let me get my
player, the famous player that they put? What's he doing? Is he going? Did he make his phone call?
He made
yet,
his
or
phone
what?
call. Now he's dealing with the dog.
All right. A dog park, speaking of that, in Montreal, Canada, posted a sign that bans barking.
Boo!
How stupid is this, Ina? It says it's forbidden to let your dog bark, whine, or howl. And if your dog barks, you could face fines between $370 and $1,475. That's in U.S. dollars.
Yeah, of course.
It's unclear if that includes woofing. I don't know what the hell that means. I think they were doing shtick. Naturally, dog owners are angry and confused about the new sign. A city spokesperson said that it's a reminder about an existing bylaw. Blah, 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 blah.
Canadians, Jack.
If it's a hey, watch out. Don't
you
make
watch
it all
it.
about
You don't see
Canadians.
this in America.
Congratulations to the Florida Panthers, and congratulations to the Golden Knights of Las Vegas for moving on in the playoffs, too.
Both American teams.
Related to controlling domestic animals in that's the bylaw. Neighbors complained the park was too nice. Okay, if you live near a dog park, when you buy your apartment or your condo, you know what you're going to get. For what it's worth, reporters talked to several dog owners at the dog park, and they said that regardless of the intent, this makes the dog park stressful and not fun. How are you supposed to control your dog when you let the whole idea of the dog park is you let them go?
Yeah, burn off some energy.
They're going to bark.
Santos is not much of a barker.
No, he doesn't. I think they think he's mute at the dog park. He doesn't bark at anybody.
Okay, all right.
Like he just
I'll
goes
share
around
my
six
trip to
butts.
the beach. We did bring the dogs with us to the beach.
Fun.
Oh, that's super. And while they were interviewing people, dogs were constantly barking in the background.
Yeah,
So
with
that's
French
that.
accents.
It's like going to.
Yeah, that's because everyone in Canada speaks French, Rob.
Yeah.
Everyone in Canada.
They do. They all speak French, and they
Not
don't
the
let your
majority
dog
of the
bark.
the country English speaking.
If
No,
you live
no.
next to a dog park,
Yes.
would you ever call the cops to complain that there
No.
are dogs barking?
You certainly are going to know unless you're an idiot when you go in there.
You know-
hey, I got my apartment. I just noticed there's a dog park.
It's crazy.
This is a silly story, and it might just be a distraction to make us stop thinking of the fact that 95% of all Canadians live within 5
Close to
miles
the
of the American border,
And they're close because they're
poised for
planning an
attack,
attack.
and they all speak French.
Okay, thank you very much. Hey, here's something you'll like. This is something you'll want. I would, if I had money, I might want to do this to set this up in my house. If I had a
Okay.
big, huge house that had room for it. The actual bar from the set of Cheers hit the auction block recently in Dallas, Texas, and of course, George Wendt and John Ratzenberger got together to sit at it to say goodbye.
Did they come with the bar?
Of course they did. George played Norm and John was Cliff. The bar includes the counter in 3 sections. Now, if it's a real bar, this is okay with me.
Yeah.
With brass railings, the burgundy bar stools, and the back bar unit. If you want to put that in your, that would be super cool.
It would be.
As a conversation piece. It's also autographed by several of the stars. Ratzenberger, the late Kirstie Alley, she signed it. They carved their names in it, actually.
That's cool.
And the current bid for the bar is $100,000.
And also,
depending on the quality of it.
George Wendt is Jason Sudeikis' uncle.
Is he really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
George says the cast still gets together, but not all at once. He says we catch each other in bits and pieces. It's kind of hard. It's like herding cats trying to get us all together. There are a lot of other cool items up for bids, including the Bunker's living room from All in the
Wow.
Family, and the Batman and Robin costumes from 1966
the smell.
Batman TV series. But those are all items that would be interesting
If you're
to
a
have.
collector,
I
why
would,
not?
Really, if you got
Yeah.
the disposable, I just think. But when I thought about the bar, I said this is not just a collectible. This would be something
you can
if
use
you put
it.
it in your rec room. I got the because I bet it's small. I bet it's not
Yeah.
that big.
It
It's
can't
like
be
TV
that big.
shows.
You know what else they have up for sale? Shelley Long.
Shelley
You
Long,
can
very
buy her if
popular.
you like.
Still with us?
Yes, of course. Yes.
All right, we do this every year. The Social Security Administration just revealed the most popular baby names from last year.
Baby.
The big news is nothing much has changed.
Okay.
We're in a very steady.
Can I
Eddie
guess?
move. You can absolutely. I'll let you guess for number one for girls and boys. Number one.
Oh, Jesus. What is popular these days? Like Layla.
Yes, after the popular song.
All right, you're talking about girls' names.
Yeah. Oh, guys' names, Alex, both men and women.
It's
No.
funny you use the L and the A. in
Okay,
there
how about
because
for a guy, Florian,
No,
and for
thank you.
a woman, Esmeralda.
No, you are incorrect.
Jennifer.
Damn it.
Luke.
For the boys, it's Sea Spray, and for the girls, it's Windex.
This is my daughter Windex.
No, I'm sorry. Liam was number one for
Liam.
boys again.
Does that count as a derivative of William, or does it have to be just Liam?
No, Liam is an Irish name. Liam, like Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but I think isn't it a derivative of William?
I thought
I don't know
Bill
if it's
was
why don't you
William.
look that up on your own time and let us know if it's a derivative of William, because it's certainly
William?
got the letters in there.
Yes.
The top 10 for boys: Liam, Noah, Oliver, James, Elijah, William, Henry, Lucas, Benjamin, and Theodore. A lot of Theodores go on to be
Teddy.
Teds. Teddy, like my cousin Teddy.
Yeah.
Like
Olivia.
Ted Kennedy.
Olivia, when I returned, Mary Jo and the cat were gone.
Mike, Liam is a boy's name given that is of Irish origin. It is a diminutive form of the British name William, meaning protector.
May I ask you a history question? It's
Sure
going to be
may.
so dumb, and I'm sorry
Absolutely.
to everybody.
I love it.
This
Go
is
ahead.
terrible. I'm watching that Plumber's Show on HBO.
I
Yeah.
haven't. I
Okay.
got
The
into
White
it and
House
then
plumbers.
Yes,
Yeah.
about Watergate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was Ted Kennedy the nominee, and I just didn't realize it?
Because
they mention him.
No. Ted Kennedy ran in 1980. Ted Kennedy might have been
In contention, right?
In contention. I think he primaried a couple of times.
Okay,
but,
that's what it was.
I worked for his campaign in 1980,
Yeah.
so I'm not.
And
sure.
what killed his campaign?
Mike
he just
O'Mara.
flamed out. If you want to,
Did you
I
not?
was associated with the campaign. That's what did it. That's what did it. I believe it was a failed interview with Roger Mudd that was nationally televised, and he came off very, very stammery and very weak. On
But
that.
he survived the Chappaquiddick incident.
He survived the Chappaquiddick incident to be elected senator.
Correct.
From,
Right.
Correct.
But people, the Republicans latched onto that and never let him forget.
Yeah.
That was the way it
He
was.
was sort
And
of
there was
damaged goods. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It went on and on. Olivia's number one for girls. The top 10 are Olivia, Emma, Charlotte, Amelia, Sophia, Isabella, Ava, Mia, Evelyn, and finally, Luna.
A lot of
moon.
those.
The moon.
Ah, que bella luna. A lot of those, the girls' names and some of the guys' names too, seem a little old-fashioned.
Luna.
Henry, especially.
Ford.
Henry. Hello, Henry.
Yeah.
Hello, Henry. Hey,
Who are
it's time for a
famous
little
Henrys?
something.
Ford.
Faith.
Yeah, he's a big one.
Yeah, big
so
guy.
to speak.
I'm in a radiate, I am in a radiate, I am. I got married to the widow next door. She's been married 7 times before. If everyone was a Henry wouldn't need a Willie or a Sam.
No
or a
Sam.
I'm the 8th old man, I'm Henry. Henry the 8th, I am. Henry the 8th, I am. And now, as I said, a little
Oscar,
something,
any clue?
something.
No, I have no idea.
Big hit record for Herman's Hermits.
Really?
Yes.
A family in Spain waited hours to bury their 650-pound relative because his coffin did not fit into the designated cemetery plot. Jose Antonio died of complications very young during weight loss surgery, and family members insisted his final resting place be next to his late mother, who passed away last month. Very sad. Relatives say they informed the funeral company and authorities of the special circumstances, and they did so beforehand. The brother of the deceased, Alejandro Cortez, reports that the family knew immediately the coffin was too big for the allotted space. We said that from the first hour that this was not possible. One family member said that the funeral home told them either behave well or they would send a couple of officers from the police and the civil guard. If you do not, if you start screaming about the fact that we can't fit the casket into the ground, we will send the police and the civil guard.
Civil guard.
They said, we weren't asking for anything bad. We were only asking for a decent burial, but at the burial, the family reported waiting for hours for a solution. The fire department eventually arrived to make the grave bigger. They chipped away.
Mike, you're a newsman.
They chipped away at the sides with an electric hammer and chisel for over an hour
They're about solutions.
until the coffin was successfully able to be squeezed inside. All I know as a fat guy is this all could have been avoided if they put the coffin on its side in a spooning position. It's how we sleep best, those of larger carriage. And if you're dead, you don't need a CPAP machine. Sorry.
What does it
Very,
say
very
that I had the same thought?
I'm going to go to hell with that. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this straight. There we
Spooning.
are. Okay.
Spoon. Big spoon.
Spooning. Thank you. Thank you. This portion,
Soup spoon.
this portion
Ladle.
of the Mike O'Mara Show, people, is brought to you by Electric E-Bikes. Spring into outdoor adventures with Electric E-Bikes. Experience the bike you've always wanted with the amazing and affordable financing options. These fast, fun, and foldable bikes are ideal for quick errands or longer journeys, and they're packed with features like a removable battery, LCD display, and multiple levels of pedal assist. Electric e-bikes are perfect for everyone. Not only do they provide a thrilling ride, but they also help lower gas costs and reduce your carbon footprint. Join Oscar and countless other happy riders and say goodbye to parking fees. Embrace the freedom of riding electric e-bike this spring. Get ready to explore, enjoy the outdoors, and make every ride an adventure with electric e-bikes. Start your next adventure with electric e-bikes. Ready, set, spring sale. Visit electricebikes.com to learn more and explore the new Expedition Cargo e-bike and all of the other epic models Lectric has to offer. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com. And we thank you, Electric E-Bikes. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. Did go to the beach with the family. We've not had a real getaway, and it was exciting to, load up the car.
Did you
and
enjoy
travel.
nice weather?
We did. It was very, very hot, like
Good.
it is down here this time of year, but it was really, really exciting to load up the family and get together with my mother-in-law and her friend over on the other side. And he's a super nice guy, and I get along very well with him. So,
Yeah, I love him.
Really, really nice guy. And the thing about it is sometimes you have to be reminded why you don't like certain things. And I am a person who loves the ocean. I love the sound of it. I love the smell of it. I love being on it. I do not fancy myself as a beach person. And as I have grown older, I seem to have become a little more Howard Hughes-like when it comes to even a pool with a large group of people in it.
Now, when
it's
you've
not
spent
my bag.
so many years of your life you've spent growing up in Maine. And Maine is a
Yes.
water-based community, especially where
Right.
you would go. But there's not a real big beach scene, right?
The water's too cold for
swimming.
that.
It's very
Well,
cold.
not with my family. My family kind of a badge of honor to go in and get in the water.
Yeah, but you're
that's
not
where
like sunbathing.
right.
Well, that's not true because
Really?
we would go out when it would be hot.
Mhm.
We'd actually go down to the beach and hang up. But it was never part of my world growing up there. My world was boating,
Drinking.
drinking, getting up there, chasing women, all the formative things, having my first drink,
Literally
having my
chasing
first
them?
cigarette. I just, I did other stuff up there, and I liked the food, and I liked play a little tennis when I was up there. It was but
Pickleball
not-
wasn't a thing yet.
It's probably
The
really
beach.
big there now.
Yeah. I bet, Mike, I bet
Kathy's
pickleball
all
is
pickleball all the time.
huge up there.
Don't know. Haven't asked. Haven't had a conversation about it.
You coming up?
In fact, I never do.
Back to never
Maybe.
did. Looking forward to seeing the family. I am.
Bring up your pickleball racket.
Yeah, go ahead. They don't have pickleball up there.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
No, they don't. No, it's the way it's been for 1,000 years. The same place
They've got a
up there.
tennis court. They can convert.
Yeah, I don't think they would. I don't think that would
Well,
happen.
Mike, they're getting older. They don't have
If
the
they're
ability to run
wealthy
around. Yeah.
and white, they have pickleball.
yeah.
Well, they don't. They don't have pickleball.
We
That-
could call
that's-
Kathy. Guarantee you it's up
They
there now.
don't have pickleball in Maine. I guarantee it. I
Do you have
guarantee they
Kathy's
don't have it.
number?
I might. Hold
Yeah,
I
on.
don't
why don't you
want to. I'm
text
not.
her?
Hey, no. We're not calling my sister.
Send her a
to ask
picture
if
of
they have
pickleball.
I'm not.
I'll
No,
ask.
that
they-
could be misinterpreted.
Tell you what. The next time I speak with her, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. I bet.
Paul definitely plays.
No, I
No.
think Kathy's more likely than Paul
Really?
to play. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the tennis player.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it? So I went to the beach Saturday. We did a beach trip.
Yeah.
Brought chairs. It was really crowded at this
How
one
far
place
is the
we were gonna-
hotel to the beach? I'm sorry.
Well,
cutting
we
you off.
had a debacle because we consulted with my wife, the geographically challenged Carla O'Mara, as to where we were going.
Did she
And
travel due west?
I remember the reason we went to this place is this is where we evacuated
Yeah,
during
the
the
beach was
hurricane.
right there.
Yeah.
And the beach was right there. Unfortunately, not only is the beach across the street
Mm-hmm.
from the hotel,
Oh, it's
but
bad.
the beach is great surf that buttresses up against the beach and then erodes the beach straight down. It's a 3 to
Oh.
4 foot drop
Yeah.
Brutal.
straight down. So my kid barely got up from the bottom and I, with my assistance, I ain't climbing up
No.
that. I'm
No.
not going to be able to do that. And so nobody is really beaching it there, except maybe some surfers that jump down. And but you have to go a little further down. Carla sends us Saturday morning with everybody loaded up in the car up down to the southern end.
Yes.
And I said, that's not where we went, where we saw the beach activity. It was a minute and a half up the road in the northern direction.
Yeah.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. And 4 miles, 5 miles.
No,
we're going.
no.
I would
said-
be hot.
And
Yeah.
at one point, I looked at Carl. I said, okay, we're going to obviously set up our beach chairs at Fort Lauderdale Airport. At that point, we turned around and began to drive back. We drive back to where everybody is. And I mean the beach is packed, crowded with people. And
What time is
Mary, 11:15.
Yeah.
Prime beach arrival time.
No, but you would get, if you want a prime time spot in a pub.
9
in a-
a.m.
9 a.m.
Sure.
At the late. You got to
Or-
send someone. You
or-
got to send an advance team.
Yeah, or after 4 p.m.
We get up there, drive through, and Andy says it's it's so crowded you're not gonna. Michael, they've given Michael a little I don't know what they're called. They're the boards that you slide along.
A boogie board.
A skim
Boogie
board.
board.
A boogie board.
Oh,
a
boogie board. Okay.
And they gave it to him, which was really sweet. And they're gonna boogie board and they're gonna body surf. That's what they and. Andy brought up, and rightly so, there'll be, it's so crowded on that beach right now, there won't be room to do any of that. So we head further north, and then we find a park, a Florida State park, and pay a little fee and get in, and it's pristine. We go out.
Oh, that's
they've
fantastic.
They've even got chairs and umbrellas set up, and it's fine, and it's not crowded, and the surf was great. Like, really, we only found out later that, when I made my walk out there, it was strong. The surf was strong. You go through a deep area, then up to a sandbar, and then out to where the real surf
Family
is. And it was
beach
beautiful.
or
It was,
like it's just
family.
what kind of a bunch of families?
Clothing optional beach?
families? No, not a clothing optional beach. Families, a lot of surfers.
A lot of
low level surfers because there wasn't
Yeah,
real
it's-
surf.
yeah.
But they were surfing because they've got surf over
Yeah.
there. And I made my way out, and it was nice. But I realized that I'm about an hour for the beach, and there are people that like to be at
It
the
gets
beach
hot.
for
Yeah.
hours. It's so hot.
Yeah.
And Michael and my mother-in-law and Andy and my wife spent a good chunk of time out there. I went out, got a little burned out on it, came back in, sat, realized I'm bored sitting, went back out into the surf, did a little body surfing again, got smacked in the head by a big wave.
Going to remember this forever.
Yeah, it's true.
That
I
is
think
so
you'll-
sweet.
He loved it.
I have
he
a
loved it,
question.
and they were all playing. Yes, fire away.
This is
entertain all
respect.
questions.
I know Mother's Day. So I want to be respectful to the family. Here,
Of course,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
Beware.
Well,
Oh,
I
this
just
will be
just
fine.
didn't know because, Carla's mom is pretty fetching. We all know that. That's for the record. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
hold
she-
on. My finger slipped on a button here.
Is she a one? Oh.
All right.
Is she a one piece or two piece
That
type
is
of
not
lady?
that is not going to be answered.
Oh.
By the way, our friend, your friend
Yes,
Andy, and
yes.
my friend,
I respect to him
listens-
as well.
Listens to this
Andy,
show
well
every day.
done.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. very
Euro
good.
cut or
Okay. Why don't you
American?
behave
Stop
yourself?
it. Stop
Sorry,
it.
Why don't you
About,
just behave
about
yourself?
Andy, though.
Yes.
One piece or two piece?
Yeah, Euro cut boy
all right.
shorts. What was he wearing? Chubbies?
I think I don't remember. I think both women were wearing one piece.
Oh, okay.
In fact, the discussion with my wife when I saw poolside after this. So we didn't spend that long. I'm not a beach guy. I just the sand.
Could you have taken a nap there?
Yeah, it was hot. And,
Too hot for that, yeah.
And then they came rolling by, and it looked like the umbrellas intensive had sent out by the park. We paid $35 to get into the park for parking. And then the guy came by and said it's 1 hour, $30 for the chaise lounge and the two chaise lounges and the umbrella. I'm like, that's ripping me off. I'm not in. And $60 if you want it for the whole day. I'm like, get bent. We'll take the stuff off and I'll move over and do that. So we weren't under anything. Being under an
you're
umbrella
just
would have been.
exposed to the elements?
Yeah, we were there.
Negative
but it was
Ghost Rider.
okay. We weren't there that long is the point I'm
Yes.
trying to make. And the plan was to go back to the hotel and hang out at the
It's
pool. At this
$25 if you want to sit on the sand.
It was ridiculous.
$15 for the sunburn.
I was not and it was fine. My kid had a great time. And then back to the pool.
Did he find any shells or anything? Did he do any of that action?
No, that's more
Any
on this
syringes?
side.
Okay.
No syringes. There it
A
was
beautiful
better than our
syringe.
beach. Better than Poop Beach. Fort Myers, welcome to the Red Tide. Welcome to the Red Tide Feces Land. You know. Sorry, folks. Hate to do that to Fort Myers tourism, but what's that smell? Anyway, hey, I stepped on a car. Well, that was a hurricane. Anyway, pristine beach down here. But anywho, when we got back, because it's Saturday and people that are vacationing, like from other places, go Saturday to Saturday, I realized.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was packed.
Mm.
And there were families that I counted probably 10 to 11 families that each had 1,000 children each. 1,000. And I had been in the pool prior to this on Friday evening with my son. The pool was a different color. The pool was a slightly different
no.
color.
Greenish?
The pool, no, it was simply a cloudier blue.
Oh,
It was a cloudier blue.
they shocked the
and
pool.
when I got in they probably shocked it.
Mhm.
God, I hope so. I said, and I probably shouldn't have said it as loud, when I got out of the pool, I was throwing the football with my son for a good long time. And as I'm looking at the quality of the water and how many small, like 5 and under children are in this pool, I realized this is a petri dish. That's the way I'm saying. It's grossing me out. It's really grossing me
Did
out.
the football
And then
start to dissolve?
It was nasty.
Yeah,
it was
I bet.
nasty. And I look over and I see there's a young girl and she's underneath a freshwater shower that they have poolside.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. I go over and I'm rinsing off with this thing. And I get out of I walk around to Carla and I said, I don't know about you, but somebody out of our group of 5, someone's getting the rotavirus this weekend. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen. And that's when I made the conscious decision to go from not planning on having any drinks because I'd had them the night before to let's dive in. Let's dive in with both feet.
Because alcohol
Cocktail
kills
time.
germs. Yeah.
Wonderful bartender, and it was fine. It was just fine. But the whole beach scene, I realize why when I'm here, 13 miles away from the ocean, that I don't linger longer down there. I
As a
don't plan any
rule,
time
the
down
beach is always an inconvenience.
It's
just
a pain in
is.
the ass.
Yeah.
I think
If you love it, it's worth it. It's exciting.
I do like it,
great.
but to call it convenient, it never is. It
you
can't be.
you need somebody in your group to be the mother hen with the cooler, the snacks, the drinks. Like
Yeah.
you
It's a
need,
hassle.
but you need someone that's gonna that loves doing that.
Yeah, and the problem is,
and then it
when
makes
you were,
it more, I guess, not just enjoyable, but you don't have to buy things all the time.
but it's really bad that the beach was across the highway. That's not good. That's a big
that we
log,
moved.
yeah.
We knew
They
we
had to
weren't going
drive,
to use. We
yeah.
knew before we even checked in we weren't going to be using that. We
Okay.
knew that from previous experience being over there, and it was fine. If I had been into being out there all day, and I just am not, and I don't know if I ever would be. I just don't care for it. I just don't like sitting in a chair all day, getting wet, coming out, getting sand in my crotch. I don't like any of
What
that
if
stuff.
next time we bring you a bucket and a little shovel, and you can make a sandcastle?
The only way you want to bring me a bucket is Sunday morning. That's when that's when you want to bring me a bucket. I played it again. We have to take a break. I'm sorry. Fun.
I've been
Beach time.
overserved.
Beach time, fun time. Yes, sirree. And it leads me to, I'll leave you with a quote from my wife. We won't dwell on it, but I've been trying to get this in for 2 weeks. My wife's quote, I wrote it down. It's a good thing you don't have to show your body for a living. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that.
Oh, wow.
We'll be right back, everybody. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Mike Alvera Show. This portion of the Mike Alvera Show is brought to you by our very, very good friends at Dadgrass.
Dodgrass.
Let's talk about Dadgrass. It's the perfect afternoon reset for those feeling burnt out from their daily routine with legal, organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. Dadgrass offers 100% organic pre-rolled joints that are very low in THC and high in CBD, allowing you to enjoy the effects while keeping a clear head. But if you prefer the toke without the smoke, Dadgrass gummies are the best on the market, providing all the mellow goodness without any smoke required. All Dadgrass products leave you in a euphoric mood, so you'll be able to relax and unwind in no time. So do yourself a favor and snag 5 minutes for a Dadgrass toke break. You deserve it. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S. Right now, Dadgrass is offering TMOS listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/TMOS. Go to dadgrass.com/TMOS for 20% off your first order. Remember, man, that's dadgrass.com/TMOS. Oscar had a Mother's Day with his delightful mom, Yoli, and the way I understand it, he had to cut her off. That's all I know from the weekend.
My mom is a creature of habit. She usually doesn't like going out. She doesn't like doing things. I think you all know it's been established that she's a pretty good cook.
Yeah.
So she'd rather cook at home than be disappointed out and about.
She likes that cake, though.
Yeah, the Florida cake.
The Florida cake.
Big fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
I usually get a call from my father that asks me to buy roses or flowers for my mom every year, and I didn't this year, so I was like
from him?
From him.
Okay.
And he's in Bolivia already.
Yeah, he's out of country, overseas, I like to say.
Out of country.
And I didn't get that call or text this year.
Did it worry you?
Which was interesting. No, I was like, maybe he figured out how to use the internet. This is great.
Yeah.
So that's one. And that kind of set the Mother's Day morning off to a interesting, I guess, tone.
Are you doing the whole duty for Mother's Day, or
I do
any
everything.
of your brother and sister coming down?
Oh, no one's coming. It's me.
It's just you.
It's me and the one-man band.
That's a big, I'm with you, pal. I mean, that's a big deal. To not have anybody else around. You're doing all the lifting. You're the local guy. I get it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, as they say in local radio, local is winning.
mm-hmm.
They say that.
Yeah. Well, that's what they're trying to tell you.
Okay.
This is the way I don't have a certain feeling about it, Mike. I actually feel like I'm lucky enough to have my mom around. So, and I get to see her on a regular basis. So there is that as well.
Yeah, you love your mom and you love doing things.
So I want to make this as special as possible. So I call her and I say, Mom, you don't have to cook and do anything. This is like 10 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, Shannon and I are going to make something special for you. We'll take care of everything.
All right. I approve of this because you're not doing the hated restaurant trip on Mother's Day, which everybody does. And restaurant
correct.
people
The
hate
worst.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we travel to not Giant, but Safeway, which is on the way.
Also great.
We had packed everything the day before. Usually arrive around 2 p.m. at my mom's to get in there early. We went to Safeway, and it was jammed. Like,
of course.
Jammed.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. That's all right, though, because it's different than the restaurant with all the flowers and all that.
Yeah, and I
Bottomless mimosas
bought
for
her-
mom.
what are they?
Yeah.
Are they called lilies? Not lilies. What's the little flower that goes up and like it's just
Orchid.
orchid. Picked her up some orchids. I'm
Very
a
nice.
rube.
Yes.
By the
Also
way,
great for funerals.
the purple ones. Purple ones.
Purple. Usually white ones. For
Yeah.
Went by
between the fingers.
I wanted to
A
buy
lot of rouge.
wanted to buy some steaks to grill on our grill.
Is your mom a good carnivore?
She loves red meat.
Ah, yeah.
And then
Good for her.
I
love
picked up
her.
some steaks and I picked up some a beef tenderloin. I was like, well, maybe we can do something with this. I don't know how to cook any of these things. My mom does. And I threw them in the cart, and Shannon and Santos were waiting in the car. So I rolled out, had everything taken care of. I showed up.
You just bought 2 sources of meat. You didn't buy any sides or anything, or did you?
wait for it.
All right.
So we get there, and I was like, hey, Mom, here's your orchid. Big hug, and love you. Happy Mother's Day. Had a little card. And then I said, here's the meat. And she goes, what else are we going to eat? And I said, well, I thought this is all. I mean, I thought we
Did you think about it?
Do I scream like I'm a foodie? Do I know what's going on?
No,
Right?
but I mean, did you assume somewhere in the back of your mind? Did Shannon say anything to you?
Shannon wasn't with me. She didn't even. She
was in the car.
She was in the car.
Yeah.
She waited in the car with the dog.
Yes.
And did you think at all that maybe did
was-
you assume that maybe there were sides
I
at your
was
mother's house?
preoccupied with the orchid situation.
Okay.
Because
So
Getting
once you
the flowers.
secured the
Slim
orchid,
pickings.
you didn't think potato or
I was just like
carrot.
moving on, right?
no root crops or veggies.
I did grab
Minute rice.
I grabbed a little bag of the Utes or Utz, the little Utz. What is it? The pretzels with peanut butter in them.
Well, that's a
I
good
did
side.
I did have a bag of that.
I don't know how well that pairs with steak, but that's
He's not a
good.
foodie, is he?
No, he's not.
He is not.
So
a
when my
foodie.
mom gave me the Mother's Day frown of like womp womp,
Yeah.
I mean, if she's going to be cooking the meat and you're showing up, it's like throwing a couple of steaks to a dog. Here you go. Put it on the grill. There
Hey,
you go.
I read the room
Okay,
as everybody
all right.
was dismayed and concerned with my choices.
Yeah.
Oh, are you knowing you're going to be in that car in 5 minutes? And
Well, no, I just said, well, no big deal. Let me call Sol Azteca in Olney. That's your go-to place. And I was like, they're not going to have a reservation for this lady.
Oh, so the pivot.
The pivot?
happens.
I said, throw the meat wherever you want it, Mom. Don't worry about it. I'm going to call this place. I speak to them in Spanish. I squeeze a table for 3, and we're good to go.
Hey, that's a
good for
win.
you.
Right? That's where the
Does that make her happy
she's
immediately?
so happy because she didn't have to work. She didn't have to cook anything. She didn't want to do anything. I could see it in her face. She's
So you
like,
hop in the car and you have over to Aztec Sun.
yes.
That's what
And
Sol
we get
Azteca
there,
means. Mike.
and apparently my mom and her go there on a regular basis. And my father, when he's in town, would go there on a regular basis. Didn't
Is it
know
a
that.
good Mexican joint?
They seem to love it. I don't know much about it.
Do they make a fundito?
They make whatever you'd like, and they recognize my mom.
Is it more authentic than?
It's very
yeah.
authentic.
Okay, that's good. And are you fond of the food there?
Yeah, it's like being at home. No big
Okay.
deal.
Oh,
that's
wow.
good.
Yeah.
Would a
Carne
gringo?
asada. I just get carne asada. We're good to go.
Would a gringo like me like it? 'Cause
Yes,
I
you
love
would
authentic
love it.
Mexican.
You would
love
it.
Okay,
You would
very
love
good.
it. Now, another good rule of thumb: if you see a lot of brown people when you walk in, you know it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
You know what? I'd like to do because we've got a lot of those down here.
For the record,
and I'd
I'm brown.
Love to try it.
For those of you
I would like
that
to
are new
try
to
it,
the show.
and it's not
And
like
Latino.
if powder walks in, it's not like it's a big deal, right?
No,
I
it's
mean,
you want to go to an authentic place, and
Right.
that your whole family's there.
when,
Good.
when Powder looks at the fajitas, they start getting hot again.
This is where they got us, Mike, and it
Right.
reminded me of Iguana Mia. As my mom asked, it's still early.
Yeah.
She goes, "Vamos a tomar margaritas?" And
Ah,
I was like, when did this happen? I didn't think you could drink on
margaritas
Ozempic,
with
but
your
apparently
mom.
she'll squeeze them in.
margaritas with Yoli.
Yeah.
I want to.
And then Shannon's like, "I'll have a spicy one," and I was like, "All right, I know this is happening."
A spicy
So-
one? Is that with a
This is
floater on
already
top?
A spicy
this is already
margarita.
to me a 10 Mother's
Yes.
Day.
Yeah.
Mother.
So the gentleman comes over and he like upsells us to the the jara, which is the cauldron. What
A
is it?
pitcher.
A pitcher, right? A
Pitcher of margaritas.
Yeah, porque no una jara de
hello.
margaritas? And I'm like,
That's
all right.
Happy Sunday to me.
How much does
Right
that
there.
cost at Iguana Mia?
All I can tell you is what the regular ones cost, and they are cheap.
Okay, but how much?
So, like $5.99.
Yeah, I
on
think
a
that seems
special
right.
night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
So I didn't think that this was going to be an expensive meal.
How much was the pitcher of margarita?
$70?
So 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 margaritas
Yeah.
in there.
$70.
You're looking at
That's over
$14
$10 a drink.
$14 margaritas. Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is really price gouging. How many did you get? Did each of you get 2 or did each of you get
Well,
1?
I cut my mom off at 2 because she was telling the same story over and over again. She doesn't really drink.
So she had 2. Did
Yes.
you have 2 or 1?
I had 1.
and
because I
Shannon
was
had 1 or
driving.
2.
Shannon had 2.
So that's a total. And was there any left?
There was a lot left, and
Oh.
and the guy's like,
So it's a massive
the
pitcher.
guy's like, "To go?" And I said,
yeah.
"See,
See?
because I saw the $70."
Yeah, of
Sí,
course.
bueno.
So
I
we
want
ate
one
our
right
meal.
now.
Yeah.
I got that beautiful pic of my mom. You don't ever see her with a drink in her hand, and it's just
that
like
one that
this-
you would put with that. Why'd you
Yes.
put that crappy background on it, though? You know.
Well, I
Just
cut out the back. It was hilarious.
Okay.
It was
It's
just-
like
Hilarious.
it's like the beach.
Yeah.
It's like she's at the
She
beach.
goes. I
don't
feel
know.
like I'm at an island. I was like, I can put you in an island.
It was weird.
That
It
was Oscar with a
weird.
margarita. I can put you
Yeah.
on. I put you on an island.
$70 is too much.
$70. I don't care. It's got to be that big.
It wasn't
if it's
that big.
$70.
Hey,
It
Mike,
wasn't
for
that
$70, you should come with a spigot.
Boy, margaritas. But that was a win. She liked it, right?
She liked it. And I went home and I watched 60 Minutes and drank the rest of them.
There you go.
Attaboy.
Good margarita day. Fantastic. We'll take a break and come back with the flip side right here, everyone. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Fabric. Get your financial planning on track this season with Fabric by Gerber Life's quick and easy life insurance policies. Customize a quote in just 10 minutes and get coverage up to $1 million for less than $1 a day. Enjoy a 30-day money-back guarantee and flexibility to cancel anytime. Protect your family's future. Get Fabric by Gerber Life today. Fabric was designed by parents for parents to help you get high-quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance, and you can get it in less than 10 minutes. You could be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Apply today in just 10 minutes at meetfabric.com/TMOS. That's meetfabric.com/TMOS, MEET, fabric.com/TMOS. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. We appreciate all the business from Fabric. We really love that company, and you will too, ladies and gentlemen.
The flip side.
Mike, you're not the only one that grows frustrated with technology.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's a woman who was talking to Alexa, but just not having any luck.
Alexa. 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 Alexa! You don't hear me? I told you. Alexa. Alexa.
Alexa didn't work even after she hit it on the table.
Have you ever cussed your Alexa? I've cussed mine.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I've cussed
100%.
it. We use Alexa. This is terrible. When
Yeah.
I'm giving Carla a foot rub or she's giving me a foot rub, we do 5 minutes a foot.
Yeah.
And we time it out. So it's perfectly timed. So you don't
That's
have to
pretty
do
brilliant,
more.
That is.
Yeah. It's a
'Cause you never-
Alexa, set
you
the
never
timer
go
for
over,
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
ask
used
for
to.
any good, nice foot rub music from Alexa?
No, don't care
No.
for that. No, got the TV
Just doing
going,
work.
right?
Oh, okay.
Watching the end of the ladies tournament last night.
And? Was
Yes.
it satisfying?
It was. It was a nice little playoff, and Minji Lee came up short, and I forgot who won.
Which
The
tournament?
Korean girl. The ladies tournament.
I believe, Mike, the winner was Julie Inkster.
I thought you were talking about Miss Universe.
Julie Inkster, Robb. Robb with the 1980s professional. Thank you very much.
In New Jersey, there's a lady named Patricia Conlon. Now, I do some banking online, and I think it's very convenient for most
Very
people.
modern of you.
But sometimes it doesn't work.
I saw that there was a number there, a negative 99,999,999,099.99 negative. One of the people I spoke to mumbled something about a deceased account holder.
Turned out it had to do with her husband. But they
I
gave...
want you to start absorbing what I'm saying to you. You just want to talk. I'm not your psychiatrist.
They were able to resolve it. She was not $99 billion in the red, so that's good.
so nice. That's
Isn't it nice that
wonderful.
they took care of it? Meanwhile,
I feel good for her.
on the other piece of bread on this New Jersey sandwich is the lady who was wearing earbuds, and she was at the airport. And while she was in the airport wearing her earbuds, she went to the bathroom wearing her earbuds. Her gait changed. And so she came out last minute, rushed onto the plane, and without a passport, she went to Jamaica.
I laughed. I said, oh, I would love to be going there, but I have a beach where I live. And she said, look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica. You're entering a country without a passport. Should never have happened because I did not have a passport. The woman at the gate did not do her job.
Oh, no.
Okay, the woman didn't do her job, but she got a refund.
Look,
yeah.
I got...
Nasty, vicious, drunk.
Mike, you remember one of the greatest disappointments for my father, and I swear he thought I was missing a chromosome. And
Yeah.
with respect, I say that because I ended up in Mexico City without a passport, landed there, My father had a diplomatic passport, which let him into the airport, into the gate.
Yeah.
And he met me coming off the plane, and they were like, he can't get through. He wasn't able to like coerce them to get me through. I had to get back on a plane, fly back home to Dulles, get off the plane. My mom gave me my passport, go back through security, fly back to Mexico City. The saddest 2 days of my life.
Was it just you forgot it? Was that it?
I'm a rube. Forgot my passport.
That's terrible.
Yeah, you should have that.
Well, let me
Judge
tell
Judy,
you.
he just showed up in Mexico City and he didn't have a passport. What do you have to say about that? All right.
Nasty, vicious, drunk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Big dummy.
Let's close.
We're running out of time, Rob.
We're going to close with this. This is a comic. His name is Sheng Wang. And he brought up something I hadn't really thought about. The magic of the reversible belt.
I got a reversible belt. It's supposed to be a secret. I got one belt. My coworkers thought I had two. If you don't know what a reversible belt is, it's one belt, but it's black on one side, it's brown on the other side, has a buckle that swivels. So you can wear your choice of your brown dress shoes or your black dress shoes. Adjust the buckle accordingly, you match, people notice, and that's how you get ahead in life. The reversible belt is for a very specific period in your life when you're fancy enough to own two pairs of dress shoes, but you're not quite ready for two belts. It's a transitional period. You're going to get there one day. One day you're going to make that two-belt money. But for now, you're going to swivel.
Mike, it's a transitional period.
It's a transitional
That's all I
period
got
in your
for
life.
you.
That's the way. We got to get out of here. Happy Mother's Day belated to all the wonderful moms out there. Hope you had a wonderful weekend with your loved ones. We'll be back with another episode tomorrow for Robb Spiewak and Oscar Santana. Michael Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out The Michael Marabona Show. Get it at michaelmarashow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.